Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see third-year quarterback Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans as they take on Jacoby Brissett and the Indianapolis Colts. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime. But kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Houston Texans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They come in with some fresh legs as they got the week off last week thanks to the early season bye.
And usually you hope your bye comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get fresh legs back, you take that time and you run with it.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Texans, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Deshaun Watson ready to lead the Texans offense, coming off a great turnaround season in 2018. Remember, 2 years ago, he missed much of his rookie campaign with a knee injury, but he led the Texans to an 11-5 record and an AFC South title last year. On first down, Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. And let's take a look at the Texans offense.
And they're coming off a good win on the road last week, but they do know that they have a home game next week. So all the focus has to be, can they get a second win on the road and make going home that much sweeter? That's the intention in this ball game.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one 9th in the NFL against the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
And Thomas has it. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. Still leaves him with 4th and short. Any chance you go for it?
It's definitely in the back of my mind. In fact, I've discussed it with my staff all week long, different situations that I may want to go for it. Where's the ball in the field? Do I have confidence in my trigger guy? What am I going to do? I'm also talking about my analytics department. What are the odds? If I don't get it, what's it going to do to me the rest of the game? Personally, I end up taking all that, putting it in my head and making a decision, and you know me, I'm probably going to go for it.
Wow, Trey, you want to make an opening drive statement.
Yes, I do. Once I have the ball and I've got it on the move, I don't want to just give up that easily.
Brissett on first down. This one complete to Devin Funchess. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Brissett, and that is incomplete. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
And they should come in pretty well rested because they had their open week last week. Ideally, all teams want to have that open week later in the year rather than this early. But you make do with what they give you. So you take the time off, rest up, heal up, and come in ready to play.
And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have?
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. Well, we thought these two defenses, they might come to play. One has already come to play here, a safety for the opening points of the game.
Brandon, let's file this play away because if it turns out to be a tight game, who knows? This could wind up being the difference.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Fielded just inside the 20. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for. That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
Nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Well, look now at our starting defense. They come into this one rounding out the top 10 in the 10 spot against the run.
Most of their challenges have come in the passing game because against the run, they've been pretty darn good. Now you got to figure out a way to slow down those receivers before they get downfield and maybe make a few more plays on the ball when it's in the air.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brissett. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 24-yard line. That's good for the Colts. First down. First down, Brissett hits his target, the tight end Mo Alley-Cox. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. That one into the hands of Kane. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Brissett again. That ball is caught. It's Doyle. Touchdown, Colts. Jack Doyle. His first touchdown on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. That time a 6-play drive. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out comes Houston. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. On 1st and 10, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Watson with a give to Miller. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Brissett. It's caught by Funchess. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there at 22.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
On 2nd down, it's Mack, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
A 1st down throw for Brissett. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess, but it'll be 2nd down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. They'll get this out quickly to Campbell. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And the Texans scoop it. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. Of course, they had the option, and they choose to not take the penalty.
They like the results of the play that they just ran, and they elect to let them stand.
Watson, rush coming, and he's taken down. Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Watson under pressure again, and down he goes again. The sack by Marcus Hunt.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Following the sack, it's now 3rd and long for Watson and the Texans. 3rd and long, it's Watson. It's complete, it's Miller. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Great coverage there, holds him to a 2-yard return following a 50-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, Brissett. Funches has it complete. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
Brings up 3rd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon. You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by the DN, Danico Autry.
A loss of 7 yards. It's 2nd down. That's the end of the first.
After one, it's 9-0.
Texans nothing.
Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Going up top. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. And that is incomplete.
Watson's pass incomplete. Intended for QT.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. Fielded at about the 28. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Brissett to throw on 1st. Pass incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. This is Mack on the counter. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves them with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
All right, let's go ahead and try and get into the body and the mind of the linebackers. Yeah, I know they're bigger and stronger than I ever was, but in this situation, they understood what was going on as much as the offensive guys, because the offensive guys are always taught, find the 1st down sticks and make the play. Well, on defense, what do you want to do? Guard the 1st down line. Make sure they don't get there and tackle them in front. They were able to drop in their zone coverage, figure out where the 1st down line was, and end up making the play, swatting it away so they couldn't get the completion.
Now Watson. This one brought in by the 6'5" tight end Waring. And he'll take this one up to about the 6-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9. To throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now it's Watson. And that will be incomplete.
I think you put just a little bit too much heat on that one. When you throw it to the outside, you do have to be careful because you got to keep it away from the defender, but you also have to give your own guy a chance too.
And take it right on the 30. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Brissett. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Caught left side by Funchess. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Now, that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. The Texans on 3rd down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This time it's 3rd and 3. Miller. And he is not going to get the first down as he'll spot this at about the 28. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Come on now, let's go.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They run with Hines. And he'll get this up to about the 40. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, it's Mack. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment.
Holding.
Let's see what our referee says. That hold coming from the middle of the line, the center.
And it's difficult for him because sometimes you've got people right over you, and as soon as you snap it, trying to get your hands up and block them, you can be a little bit late getting it done.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Encroachment, defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
They'll try to throw now. Brissett, and nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target, but it's going to be 2nd down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Throwing, Brissett. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
Got an open man. It's QT. And he's going to be met behind the line of scrimmage and taken down. And a penalty flag is going to come out on top of it. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards.
Let's go.
After the penalty, it's Miller. The All-Pro Justin Houston in on the tackle.
Justin Houston on the stop.
Nice hit, boy.
A gain of 4 brings up second down at the 28.
They'll go with a draw. Watson hands to Miller. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So that one will be accepted.
Last stop. Last stop.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, people say bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. A good return there, 17 yards. Well, a couple of good division battles coming up in primetime this weekend, starting tonight with Sunday Night Football, Eagles and Cowboys from AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then tomorrow on Monday night, it's the defending champs, the Patriots, on the road at MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. 2 not to miss to close out Week 6. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Here's a run on first down that doesn't accomplish anything. In fact, he's going to be tackled behind the line for a loss of 1. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Brissett. Campbell making the catch. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down. So third down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They'll run the screen with Mack. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. First down, Brissett. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of 2 there. Second down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Nyheim Hines. And it's third down. On third down, Brissett. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Coverage that time by Aaron Colvin.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
Vinatieri's kick is good, and that will bump up the lead again to 12-0. Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. You really can't see it in his leg, maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard, that's about it. But as long as he's booting him the way he's booting him, keep going, big guy.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
On 2nd and 10, Watson. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but first he gets deep into Indianapolis territory. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the red zone now, Watson, and that is incomplete. Jordan Thomas, the one he was looking for, and it's 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again. 3rd down here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Watson. That's caught. It's Thomas. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Watson looks to throw again. Completes it to Miller. Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. Again, it's Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, but now it's 3rd and goal. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. That is caught. Hopkins for the Texans touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes.
And oh, it's blocked. The Colts have it. And he's into the clear. 30. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
They don't want it. They don't want it.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And an anxious moment or 2 there, but they do get him down. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
They'll run with Mack. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape. As we look around the NFL here in
the second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Coverage that time by Aaron Colvin. They go play action with Brissett. This defense tried to do its part, active hands on that play, but their offense hasn't given them much. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. The Clemson product, DJ Reader, got in for the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
Now we've got whistles and a flag. Looked like one of the Colts linemen might have jumped. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
To throw is Brissett. He's going to launch. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
And that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Check 26.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Check 55 for Mike. Here we go.
Brissett. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Get off the train tracks, baby. Get off the train tracks.
You thought we'd see pressure. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, I thought that they'd be very aggressive in that type of a situation, and that's what they call getting home, because home is where the quarterback is.
And where the heart is.
And that heart just got shattered in 1,000 pieces.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be brought down with the 1st down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they're marching off another 15 against your squad.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Watson now. Throwing again. It's caught. It's Miller. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Open man is QT, complete. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the 1st. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Danico Autry able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Here's Watson. And the catch made by Hopkins. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. To throw on 2nd and 6, Watson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the gun, here's Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 13-yard line.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll run it again with Miller. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Now Watson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
No one attempted or made more field goals than Fairbairn last year. He was 37 of 42.
And they were grateful for every one of those that put 3 points on the board. But I'll guarantee you, Bill O'Brien, the head coach, is thinking to himself, we need to use him a lot less in 2019. Let's make sure we score some more touchdowns.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now Mack, and he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Bernard McKinney on the tackle.
Mike, 55. Check 55.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And that is incomplete.
Brissett's pass intended for Devin Funchess. Incomplete.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been terrific so far. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. DeAndre Hopkins, the Pro Bowler, the intended receiver. But now it'll be 3rd down.
And we just saw another example. These cornerbacks have played tight coverage all game long. Might start wanting to think about a few double, triple move routes to try and shake their guys free.
You're right, they have had no room to breathe. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go.
A shotgun handoff now to Miller. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Watson. Thomas has got it, complete. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
It's a gain of 6. And the Texans first down.
Hey, switch gears.
Play action for Miller. Now Watson. Out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
A gain of 15. First down, Houston.
All day, every day. Kill.
Watson hands to Miller on the draw. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Matthias Hartley on the tackle. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8. At the 43.
A throw out wide to QT, complete. And he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they have possession. And they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes about him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well.
Now a carry from Mack. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain on the play.
Brissett now. And he connects with Ebron. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10.
First down.
Let him know.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So mark off the yardage for roughing the passer.
And I've seen this before. On a screen pass, not only are you rushing the passer, you're rushing him deeper than normal. And I think a little frustration kicks in at the end. You're going to hit him anyway when you shouldn't.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the rookie Paris Campbell. And that'll bring up 2nd down. On 2nd down, Brissett again. It's caught by Funchess. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts. They've got control of the football. They also have the lead as we start the 4th. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
Now they air it out to start the drive, and it's complete. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their body.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick six? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
I don't know about
Toe bashed it.
that. Super toe. If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not.
And he's got his tight end. That's Ebron, and it's a Colt touchdown. Eric Ebron, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
Just drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them in plus territory. Excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again is Watson. He finds Hopkins complete.
Watson's pass complete to DeAndre Hopkins. A gain of 26 yards. And the Texans 1st down.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. To throw again, and that'll be incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Watson looks to throw again, setting up the screen for Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 13-yard.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Harris Campbell, 87 yards. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Vinatieri now for the point after. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now it's Watson. And he's going to have the hook up to QT. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Watson. Got an open man. It's QT. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down.
1st down, Houston.
On 1st down, it's Watson. That's caught. It's DeAndre Carter. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
At the 46-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's Watson. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Jabal Sheard, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson, he's going to rifle one deep left side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Bill O'Brien rolls the dice, but to no avail. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. Quick throw here to Hilton. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 39-yard line.
On 2nd down, it's Mack. And an alley to run. And he's going to be close to a 1st down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 30.
McKinney on the tackle. A gain of 9 brings up 3rd.
Brissett on 3rd and 2. Got an open man. That's Campbell. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's good for a Colts First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
A first down throw for Brissett. Funchess has it complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Brissett. This is caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. They'll run it with Mack. Oh, and Mack has the ball stripped.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Devin Funchess, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
Devin Funchess.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Watson will bring up the Texans here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
To throw is Watson. And he rifles one incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Watson. And he'll find Akins there, complete. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. Hey, who we got? Let's go.
Watson on first down. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. It was Quincy Wilson that time, was able to make the play defensively. On 2nd and 10, Watson. He sets up the screen to Jones. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. They wound up getting nothing out of that 2nd down completion, so now here's 3rd and 10. To the air yet again, Watson. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. There defensively was Matthias Farley to knock it away. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running on first down with Ware. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Let's get it.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Back at the 40-yard line.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get off the field.
On 3rd down, Brissett. And that will be incomplete.
Brissett's pass intended for Eric Ebron. Incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Watson. Underneath for Miller. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. Here's Watson. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Oh, Thomas unable to reel that one in, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Texans send the punter out. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for Indianapolis, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.